As promised, here's your free guide on how you need to go about launching your credit and cash flow business and the importance of having not just a credit business, but a credit and a cash flow business. You see, a lot of people have a credit business, but you can have a credit and cash flow business, which can separate you from the pack. And I'll tell you why. What up, you got Mr. Smith, point five of Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And in this brief free guide, I just want to give you the flow of what you'll need to consider when you're getting ready to launch your credit and cash flow business, or even your credit business for that matter, and give you a walkthrough and a brief understanding of the importance of each and every section that I have laid out. Now, if you say that you want to dive in deeper and actually get a full breakdown, a full layout, full video, along with some coaching and guidance to go along with it to hold your hand every step of the way, then I highly recommend you schedule the call. The link should be available near this video somewhere so that you can schedule a call and decide whether or not you want to get access to our coaching program to help you launch it and help you have the guidance and everything you need so you can operate and market your business and things of that nature and build a six-figure business, if that's something that you're interested in doing. So if you want to do that, make sure you schedule a call. Link should be available below. It won't be cheap to work with us, and we only allow a certain amount of people to work with us. So we want people who are serious in terms of bettering their overall business or launching their first business in the credit repair industry. So that being said, schedule a call if you want to work with us directly. Like I said, it won't be cheap, but I promise you, you'll get the value and some, because it's a lot of legwork that you'll be able to save if you decide that you want to work with us. That being said, let's go. So one of the first things you got to understand is why credit and cash flow. You see, people have a credit business, and what their credit business consists of is going back and forth and just mailing off letters and trying to get things deleted. And some of those people are one-trick ponies. Nothing against those people. Anybody trying to help elevate somebody is always somebody I salute. However, when you understand credit, then you understand that it's important to have some ability to understand cash flow. Why is that important? Because the 5 factors is what you need to understand. When you understand all 5 factors as it relates to credit, then you understand, oh, it's bigger than just mailing off letters. It's bigger than just getting things deleted. It's bigger than just having somebody to get added or just getting a secure credit card. You need to understand all 5 factors, how they operate, and what you can do to best position your client to win. Brief overview of the 5 factors: payment history, credit utilization, credit history, credit mix, and new credit. Well, if you understand all 5 of those factors, then you understand that when you're getting things deleted, the only thing is really helping is your payment history. So old payment history that may have taken place on your credits or your client's profile that need to get deleted, it helps with your payment history, but you still have 65% of the credit profile to be concerned with. And a lot of that can be solved with additional cash flow. The second factor being credit utilization is centered around amounts owed, or how much of a balance a person is carrying on their credit card. When you understand that, then you realize, okay, me mailing letters is not going to solve the problem of credit utilization or amounts owed. No matter how many letters I mail off, no matter how many things I get deleted. And that section alone is 30% of the score. That's equivalent to 165 points. But many people have a credit business, but don't have the ability to teach their clients how to best maximize that 165 points per bureau. You'll have that ability to do so, because when they have more cash flow and understand how to get that additional cash flow, guess what? Now they can pay off their credit card sooner, which helps their score. They can pay off other debt sooner, which help boost their score and saves them money on interest, which also adds more cash flow. Boosting their score also helps them qualify for lower interest rates. So we have something in our system that we recommend to the people who actually hire us to be a part of their coaching program. Then guess what? We show them what they need to do in order to have a cash flow system to go along with their credit business. So that way they can focus on all 5 factors and not be limited to just mailing off letters. Now, when we think about credit history, that's just time-based. So sometimes credit history is just a matter of time. Of course, if you understand adding someone as an authorized user, not buying a trade line, I recommend against that, because several different things, and it's a lot of crackdown that's been taking place. However, authorized user operates the same way, but in a better way. It allows them to leverage someone that may be in their family, somebody that they don't have to pay to be added, and be on there long term versus just a short amount of time. So that's credit history. Then when you understand new credit and credit mix, then you realize, okay, new credit has nothing to do with mailing off letters. credit mix, having a proper mixture of things on your credit has nothing to do with mailing letters. So you need to be astute on all five of those factors so you can know, okay, not only am I helping them better their credit because I'm sending letters back and forth to bureaus, but I'm also educating them. And because of the education you give them, the different things that you guide them to do, the guidance that you give them, now you're in a better position to help them help themselves. And then they realize it's a team effort. And now your guidance is of value. So now you're giving them a service, you're giving them some guidance, and they realize, okay, I have to play my part in this as well. So that's that. I spend a lot of time on it, but that's important in as it relates to you having a credit and cash flow business. Of course, you need to understand the FICO scores versus the Vantage scores and how they operate. So that's going to be part of your homework. And it's a list of homework of things that you'll have to understand. This is just a guide of what you'll need to understand when launching your credit business. Next on the list is understanding who is your target audience. As you're growing your business, who are you targeting? How do you go about targeting them? What are some passions of yours that may expose you to your audience? Who's already in your current circle, and how can you reverse engineer to target those people who are interested in you being the person that restores their credit? Do you have a family, a network, organization, hobbies, daily activities, and things that you're already a part of that can help you find out your perfect audience? Or do you need to create something new? So that's something to consider. And for people who work with us, then they'll be able to, have some set calls and things of that nature in order to make sure that they're on the right track, or group calls to make sure they're on the right track. But as for you, just understand that. In addition to that, you need to understand how you can go about crafting your campaign. As it relates to your campaign, you need to have a strategy on how you're going to be able to get clients. One of the ways that we recommend is becoming your own first client, meaning if your credit is less than ideal, what better way than to show that your services can work than by working on yourself? That's one of the best ways to learn, by doing, and you're doing it for yourself. And now people can follow you on their journey and they're able to see the transparency, and it helps with your marketing and your campaign. Believe it or not, sometimes people feel like they can't do that because they're exposing themselves as not having perfect credit. Well, if they see that you were able to get things deleted yourself, they see you were able to boost your score yourself, then they're interested in you doing it for them because they don't trust a lot of other people. So it's important for you to consider becoming your own first client, which leads to test clients and real clients that pay real money. Then you need to understand how to show up daily to create credibility. You see, people want to do business with those that they see that are credible. And the best way to be credible is to continue to show up on a regular basis. If they see some information of yours, but they go to your page and you see that you don't have any ongoing education or content, then they're going to pump the brakes. But if they see that you're doing it on a regular basis, then it's going to be beneficial to you. Position yourself to help people before they even pay you. So that's about showing up. Also, you need to understand ways that you can automate the process so you can get people who are ready to pay you and hire you for your services. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're constructing your credit business. Next up is understanding the perfect business setup to make you look like a pro from day one. What does that look like? How do you set yourself up to look like a pro from day one? That means you need to have the right credit client system. You need to have a perfect scheduling system. So think about systems that you can use that can bring it to life. Scheduling systems you can use that can bring it to life. Having a good invoice system. And why I recommend invoices, because it positions your business to be less likely to have back charges or negative comments and fees associated with automatic drafts and things of that nature. So I recommend invoices for several different reasons, because I've had yet to have one person requesting their money back, because when you pay the invoice, you did it on your own. You did it for yourself versus you got charged and now you're trying to do a back charge or file, report or whatever the case may be. So I recommend invoices personally. A lot of people won't agree with that, but that's just personally what I recommend. I've had great success with doing just that. And then you need to have an effective pricing model. Like, what's going to be your pricing model? How much are you going to charge for your services? How are you going to position yourself to validate why people should consider paying that type of money to work with you? Those are some things you definitely got to consider. So just keep that in mind as it relates to you putting it all together. And next up, you need to understand how to operate legally to avoid going out of business. Now, we'll say this: those who are located in Georgia, it's not allowed in Georgia. So you got to understand that you need to know all of the areas and how it functions, how you can make it work. Can you do affiliates in Georgia? If you can't actually have a credit repair business, do you need to operate somewhere else? You need to know these things so you can avoid going out of business before you even start. You need to know the state to state laws. Everybody operates differently. Getting a surety bond. In my state, we had to get a surety bond. I have a surety bond that gives me some additional coverage if necessary, but it was a requirement for my state. It may not be for yours, but it may be. So understand how to locate that. Then how to obtain basic and more advanced certifications. Because what that does is give you the perception that other people are seeking. Does it mean that you're better than someone else who does not have certification? Absolutely not, because it's not based on your certification. You know, like I know, as it relates to degrees and diplomas, sometimes they don't mean a thing when a person has the ability to deliver on what it is they said they were going to deliver on. But sometimes people need it and people want to see it, and you may want it for yourself. So you need to understand where you can get some certifications that posture you and position you to have another level of credibility. Then you need to understand online and offline marketing strategies, because you don't want to just do one. Both are significant. Online, you can do amazing things. There are people who do offline and they do amazing things, but when you merge the two, it's helpful. So definitely consider those things, and then properly serving your client. You see, it's one thing for you to get the client, but it's another thing for you to serve the client. So you need to know how the system can help you serve the client, what's going to be your process towards serving the client and dealing with the client on a regular basis, communicating with the client on a regular basis, and just kind of personalizing your things that you're doing with the client, because sometimes they want to work with you. And then when you get to a place to where they're not able to work directly with you, how will you deliver that process in a way that they still feel heard, they still feel taken care of? So it's about personally serving your client, and then being able to remove yourself if necessary, if you have to outsource the client fulfillment process. So these are a lot of the things that you definitely want to consider in terms of you launching your business. Brief overview and just a guide of things that you can do, homework for you to do. Each one of these are things for you to do. They can give you some homework and guides on what you need to do in order to start your own business. If you need help with a step-by-step process where we unpack all of this and show you exactly what you need to do in order to do everything, check all of the boxes that are on the list, position yourself to have a six-figure business, market your business the right way, position yourself to get paid to market your business, schedule a call. Like I said earlier, it's not going to be cheap because we're only wanting to work with top tier people who are just serious about it. And when I say top tier, this is not to belittle anyone, just people who are like, you know what, I want to do this, I want to follow through with it. Schedule a call to see if it's a good fit. If not, no big deal, no pressure, none of that. Just want to see where you are, see where you're trying to go, and see how we can assist you if you want to get access to our coaching programming. Not just a course, actually some coaching to go along with it. Yes, you have a course like structure so you can be self effective, like you can do things on your own without a self-sufficient is more so what I was looking for. However, you also get some guidance where you'll be able to see me or interact with me or see as I'm doing personal clients as well, ask certain questions, get access to replays, etc. Oh, that being said, if you want access to the full shebang, the whole thing, then definitely click the available link, schedule your call. If not, no big deal. Hopefully you got some value. Hopefully you take these bullet points and really unpack it so you can customize and make sure you're in the right position to launch your credit business. People who are able to just see this alone, some are able to just do their own thing and be good. But it's another group of people who are like, nah, I need guidance to go along with it because I may run into some hiccups. And if that's you and you know you need assistance and you're serious about launching a credit business and scaling it and growing it to the next level, then click the button and I look forward to seeing you on the call. That being said, talk to you soon. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.